Hi there, folks, and welcome to our course, Teaching Creative Writing. My name is Joe Bauman. I am your instructor for our class and the director of the program here at Lindenwood. And I just want to take a couple minutes to tell you a little bit about what our class is going to be about, what we're going to be doing. As the name suggests, this is less a course in actual creative writing and more a course in exploring and helping you develop a sense of what it means to be a teacher of creative writing. So, over the course of our class, we are going to look at some really broad scale issues as it relates to theories, pedagogical approaches to teaching, but we'll also do a lot of very practical work where you will be kind of designing a course of your own dream creation, coming up with some lessons for a week or two, building a course syllabus, and writing a teaching philosophy statement. Um, I've envisioned this class, and my goal with this class is as one that is very open ended in terms of appealing to any level of interest or area of study. So, whether you want to teach high school creative writing, introductory creative writing, very genre specific creative writing at the undergraduate or graduate level, I want you to feel invited and welcome to kind of turn as many of our assignments and activities into things that will be meaningful for you to the degree that you can do that. The sky's the limit. So the only other thing I want to talk about in this video, first of all, there's a video right below this that will help you navigate our course and kind of know how to use things. But I want to talk very briefly about our course textbooks. There are two, and those are Craft in the Real World by Matthew Salesses and The Anti-Racist Writing Workshop by Felicia Rose Chavez. You do want to get these as soon as possible because we're going to front load our reading in this class. We are not going to read the entirety of either of these books. I would certainly encourage you to do so. I think there's a lot of really helpful material in them, but we are going to start reading pretty early in the term. And we're going to kind of mishmash, bounce between them, read various parts. But I just want to say a few words about each of these books. So you'll notice with Craft in the Real World, first of all, the subtitle is Rethinking Fiction Writing and Workshopping. For those of you that are not fiction writers, fear not. Even though that is the broad lens that Matthew Salesses uses in this book, I would say just about everything that we're going to read has application across genres, across forms, across levels. So you will get a lot out of this book. He's got a variety of essays about how we conceptualize craft, how we teach workshops, how we evaluate students, so a wide range of things. And then this book, the Anti-Racist Writing Workshop, is what it says it's about. The subtitle here is How to Decolonize the Creative Classroom. And her main goal is to help us think about how to make our courses inviting and welcoming to students of all demographics. Historically, and she goes into a little bit of history, and so does Matthew Salesses, writing programs when they sort of first came into existence, and I'm oversimplifying here, were really designed with, frankly, young, white, affluent men in mind. And I can say that as a still relatively young white male. And so they're both going to talk at various times about the framing of teaching through a majority lens. And so the one thing I want to say as we get going here is that I hope everybody, and especially if you fall into that demographic bracket, will not think that there is any assault on an individual who happens to be within these demographics. Their point is that there are these larger structural things that exist that are not the responsibility of any individual teacher for existing, but it is our responsibility as teachers to try to overcome those. So I don't want anyone to think that you are being attacked as an individual in these books, but a lot of our language and a lot of our approaches often have a very specific demographic in mind. And our job as teachers is to try to think past those. That said, these two folks are professional writers and teachers just like the rest of us. And you are not expected to take every single thing that they say as gospel. So I invite disagreement, I invite inquiry, but I invite that as long as it's done respectfully and thoughtfully. Okay? So those are just some things to think about as we get started. Like I said, there is a video below this that will help you know how